Harmony MB. What's up, everybody? Back at it again with album cover reviews. Now, last time I covered the band NSYNC, so naturally my next go-to was Eminem, because that makes sense, right? Anyways, I decided to do Eminem. On my channel, do not have any Eminem material. He's not really known for singing, I guess, or harmonies, but I'm going to give this chance to look at Eminem material. Eminem is a really big artist, one of the biggest rappers out there, so now this video is going to be a longer video because it appears that he has a lot of albums, a lot of studio albums. So his first one is called Infinite, and it was released in 1996, and it was released on cassette. This picture that I have here is actually in the form of it was released on cassette, and this picture that I have here is actually shaped like as if it was from a cassette tape. And it looks like kind of like we're looking in outer space, or we're looking into space. We got some funky colors going on with blue and purple. I like the letters. I think this album cover is decent. Although last video I said this, out of the gate, I think it's kind of nice to have a picture of the artist on the album cover for at least the debut album, just so we're getting the sense that we're being introduced to the artist. But this is not the case for this album, which is alright. I'm gonna give this album cover, with 5 being average out of 10, I'll give it maybe a 6.5. Ultimately, I do think it's kind of interesting, so I give it above average and a little 0.5 because I think it deserves it. The next album cover we're going to be looking at is from the album Slim Shady LP, released in 1999. So we're looking at an image. It's like, looks like a foggy image. I suppose this is supposed to be nighttime, but it looks awkward because I don't think the lighting really looks like it's nighttime. We got a moon that's really big. We got a body in a trunk, perhaps a dead body. I think one of the songs might have something to do with that. But something that I like about this album cover is that it kind of tells a story a little bit with what's going on. I like the letters, the Slim Shady LP letters. It's very contrast with the rest of what's going on, and I think that's on purpose. Ultimately, I feel like something's off. I think it's the lighting or something like that. Like, it doesn't look like it's nighttime. Now, out of 10, I think I'm gonna give this one a 7. Now, just so everybody knows, maybe I don't know if it's noticeable, I started experiencing some issues in my left eye, so sometimes it goes crooked, especially when I'm looking at my phone. Anyways, try not to notice, but it is what it is. So the next one is the Marshall Mathers LP from 2000. So this album, we actually got Eminem in it, and he's sitting on what looks like the porch of a raggedy looking house. I don't know what his relationship is with this house. I don't know if he lived there or something like that, or if it's just some house, but this album cover's alright. I like the tree in the forefront. I like the letters. This might be the first album to feature the backwards E, which Eminem always had. Let me just confirm this. So this is actually, it looks like this is the first album that actually features the backwards E. And I know this is something that's signature to his lettering, to have the backwards E. So this seems to be the debut of the studio album having this backwards E. I like that it's in black and white. It gives a feel to it for sure. I'm gonna give this album cover maybe a 6.5. It's all right. I think I don't think there's anything radically cool about it. And I know sometimes it's kind of cool to not really have anything spectacular. You know, it's kind of not trying hard, in a sense, can be considered cool. So, and I don't feel like they were trying necessarily hard for this one. So I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. It is what it is. But this particular album actually has a couple of alternate covers. And so let's explore that a little bit. So in one of the alternate covers, we have Eminem like on the street holding himself. Looks like he's probably in rough shape. He probably he's going through a lot, and he's in a rut maybe. Still in black and white. Something that I like about this, again, is it kind of tells a story. And Eminem is a very story-based guy, so I think this really matches with probably what he was trying to go for. I'm going to give this one maybe like a 6.5 out of 10 also. Again, nothing pops out at me too much, but it's just there and it tells a story. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 maybe out of 10. Now, mind you, this is all a matter of taste. Some of you might have a different set of opinions than I do. But if you do, I would love to hear your opinions in the comment section of what type of ratings you would give these images that we're looking at. So let me go back and look at the other alternate album cover. This one we have Eminem. It looks like he has a pen in his hand, I think. Might be writing some stuff down. I like the lighting. And I kind of like how the forefront is kind of blurry, and this is a cool picture of him, I think. The posing, the lighting. I think I like this one better. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. Ultimately, I think this is a decent shot of him, and the letters are cool. The blurry forefront. This one pops a little bit more than the other two, in my opinion. Although the feel is slightly different. It doesn't tell the story as much as the other two. But yeah, I think I like this one better. Man, oh man. I think we're not even at half. Let me check this out. Alright. So the next album cover we're looking at is the album, let's just make sure of this, Encore. I like this album cover. I like the cool colors. When I mean cool, I don't mean like cool as in, you know, like slang cool, but we have cool as in the feel, cool colors, with kind of like the blues and grays. But interestingly enough, we got the backwards E again, but in the word encore, which again, the backwards E is signature to him, which I really dig. I like when people have signature stuff. I like the gimmick of it. It looks like he's preparing to bow. I kind of like that pose, and we have some people in the crowd. Although the people in the crowd don't, let me see this. Are they clapping? Yeah, I think they're clapping. Ultimately, I think this album cover is my favorite so far. I kind of like the symmetry in it. He's like in the dead center, and like the way the folds of the stage curtains forming around him. I kind of like that. I dig that. The soft lighting behind him and the lighting on him. I think all of it looks really cool. The big bold font on the top of the album I think is really cool too. I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. I think it pops. I think it's cool. Everything about it to me just stands out. So the next album cover we're going to be looking at is the studio album called Relapse, and it kind of looks like his face is being formed by a mess of prescription drugs, like pills or something like that. And then there's a sticker that looks like what you would see on medication that is being prescribed from like the pharmacy, or the doctor first into the pharmacy. And then it has the name Relapse on it. And just everything about it looks like medication. Ultimately, I think this album is a really cool idea. I think the cover image is a really cool idea. And then the sticker on top of that, that would be featured on, say, a bottle of medication. I think this is all really, really cool. I'm gonna give this album cover a 9 out of 10. I think the idea of it is really cool. The colors, how it's on black, how even though it's medication spread out all over, it still has like this cool lighting on Eminem. All in all, like, I think how they did this is really, really cool. So the next album cover we're going to be looking at is the album called Recovery. Firstly, we have a guy, maybe Eminem, I don't know, walking up a road. The background is kind of blurred, which kind of creates a cool effect. It's a gray sky, which kind of gives a certain kind of mood. I like the letters. The letters are cool. We got the backwards E again. Again, I'm all for the gimmicks. I like reoccurring themes. I like this album cover. It's interesting to look at. It has a feel. Him just walking up a long road also gives it a feel. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10, I think. Now this one actually has an alternate album cover. This time we have Eminem in a glass box, with a city setting behind him. He's in a glass box, and he's like lounging. He's got like a living room set up. This is cool. I do think I might like the other one slightly better. After letting it settle in, I think I'm gonna give this one maybe like an 8, just because of how unique it is. I mean, how many album covers looks like this, with like a guy in a box watching TV in the middle of a city? So I gotta give it points for that, the uniqueness of it. So I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. So this next album cover is the Marshall Mathers LP2, which I believe this picture is actually the same house that we saw before. Let me check this out. I think this is the same house, with the tree in the front, and I do think, hold on, let me check this out. Yeah, I think this might be the same house, which I think is kind of cool. Although it looks like time has passed, it looks abandoned. The tree isn't as full as it used to be. I think the throwback idea is pretty cool. The image itself has this grungy feel with the black and white filter on top. I'm gonna give this one maybe like a 7 out of 10, because I like the idea of the throwback. I like the feel of it with the black and white. We got the Eminem logo, which I think is really cool. And the fact that it even has the number 2 on it, so that we know that it's a sequel to, like, it feels like a sequel to the past album. So okay, we're still going. This next one is the album Revival. We got an American flag. By the way, I'm not American, I'm Canadian, but maybe you guys already knew that from the way that I talk. I like the lighting. The lighting's pretty cool. The letters are cool too. I'm gonna give this one maybe like a 6.5 out of 10. There's not a whole lot, but it's all right. Okay, we are looking at the album cover from the album entitled Kamikaze. This one I think is really cool. I like how the title is a part of the image and is not just like a title. It's like on the plane as a logo. We got a few logos, which is interesting to look at. I like the motion blur. It's like a painting, I guess. It's not like a real photo. I'm gonna give this one like a 9. It's really, really cool, I think. Okay, might have to drink some water after this. Music to be Murdered By. Okay, you have Eminem on the cover. This one's decent. I'm gonna give this one like an 8. One of the reasons is in his catalog of like his discography, I feel like this one stands out. Like, you're gonna remember the one with the dripping blood on it and the shovel and everything like that. The lettering goes well with it. It's kind of this kind of creepy looking lettering. The colors too really gives the vibe. The dark red on red. And it's cool that we have Eminem on the cover too. Every now and then you gotta have the artist on the cover, I think. Okay, we finally reached the end. The Death of Slim Shady. Now this album cover, this album cover really pops. Now something that I think is really interesting is that I think this lettering is the same lettering as the one with the dead body from before. Let me look at this. That one was in 1999. The lettering, let me check this out. The colors are the same, I think. And like the font is similar too. Something I can say about this album cover is that it really pops. I think this one, out of all of his albums, this one has the most memorable cover photo, in my opinion. The colors are cool. The faint red on it is cool. If you can see there, like the lighting that it has, and the facial expression too. I think this album cover, I'm gonna give it a 10 actually. I think everything about it just pops. I think this is the most memorable one out of all of his album covers, and that's basically it. Oh, hold on a second. This one has an alternate album cover. Okay, so we're not out of here just yet. This one's kind of cool too. I do think I like the other one better though. The other one definitely better. This one I would give like an 8. I'd give like an 8. The other one I would give a 10. Okay, anyways, I don't know if you got a kick out of that, but I'm interested in knowing what rating you give this set of album covers by Eminem. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in next time for whichever video I'll come out with next. Sing in harmony, live in harmony, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.